Right now I'm practicing grounding. This is my first time um, kind of doing this because I'm normally a shoe person. Yeah, but in any case, I want you to enjoy the video. Um, I think the video is extremely important. I think everyone can relate to the video that I'm about to share. And what I really truly want is for the video to be kind of passed around to as many people as possible. I really want to get the conversation started. I want people to share their experiences and what they're going through. Um, Almost like a support group to an extent. But yeah, I really think that what I'm about to talk about is extremely important. And yeah, I want you guys to, like, comment, share, and I really want to get the conversation started in the comment section because I think it is really, really important. I'm doing grounding work right now because I feel like I need it. I feel like my mind needs it, and I feel like my nervous system needs it in order to cope with what's going on. Yeah. Um, I'm trying not to become angry and over anxious and fearful. Um, I just got some really, really messed up news. And I wanted to share the overall I wanted to share the overall picture of my news. So I have a home that I inherited. And the house is paid for. So all I have to deal with is property taxes. You would think that that would be, a good thing and a relief. Before the home came to me, the owner of the home, which was my parents, my mother passed, my father was left, and then he passed. While he was alive, he had multiple exemptions on the property, which made the taxes bearable and manageable. I paid them, no problem. Fast forward, he is now transitioned, and it's now me. So the exemptions that were once there are not there anymore. The only exemption I qualify for is one exemption, which I made sure that I got. So it's there. And normally, the document to let you know what your estimated taxes is going to be normally goes out in August. It hasn't gone out yet, but it normally goes out in August. I wanted to kind of beat that and just kind of get an idea of what I was going to be looking at, and to kind of prepare myself to make sure that I had my ducks in a row to take care of that. I called the property appraiser's office and I explained the situation to her. She initially was telling me that I would have to wait until August And I was trying to see if we could kind of skip that and get an estimate. I know that she wasn't going to be able to give me an exact figure, but an estimate, a guesstimation on what I could be looking at. She ran the numbers. She told me what the house was valued at and what my exemptions covered, all to turn around and tell me that I am looking at anywhere between $6,500, possibly $7,000. Could be a little more than that, could be a little less than that. It's just a guesstimation. I want to say that I felt like my heart stopped. I felt like my heart stopped. That's how in shock I was. A very drastic difference from what I was paying when my father was alive to what they're talking about I would be paying now. I felt like my heart was in my throat. I could feel a panic attack and fear just welling up. I can see why they say that a lot of people don't, own homes, and they don't have the ability to kind of keep up with mortgage payments and property taxes, and they just don't make enough. They just don't, they just don't, they can't. I'm going to give my personal opinion. Before I give it, I looked up how property taxes are determined. And in a nutshell, it mentions they come to the conclusion based off of what the value of your home is. And how they determine that is based off of what the sales are like in your area with your I forgot exactly the terminology for it, but your home, they will match other homes in the area that kind of match what your home has. If you have multiple bathrooms, if you have only one bathroom, if you have multiple rooms, if you have this, so they'll compare, homes in the area, and then I guess homes that match what you have according to what shows up in their system. And then they go also, I think it's passed over. I'm going to find it. Let me find it. Give me a second. Let me find it. So basically, the taxes go up due to the fact that there's a high demand for homes in the area, and that when buyers come in to purchase properties at these high, absorbent, ridiculously priced homes, it causes property taxes to go up. Let me just say this. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what Google says. I don't care what any of these other platforms say. I can only speak for where I'm at. And I am in Miami. I'm not originally from Miami, but I've been in Miami for a number of years. I believe that we are being forced out. And when I say we, I mean people who may be deemed as less desirable, people who don't fit whatever it is that they're trying to get to move here and be here, people who have been here for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whether they were born and raised here or they came from someplace else and they moved here. People, and granted, I'm quite sure there are people that have higher tax bills and are paying mortgage. It is absolutely a crime. The rents are ridiculous. Landlords are greedy. People are priced out because they do not make enough money to cover these bills. And you've got investors from God knows where doing the Birdman hand rub in hopes that you miss your tax payment. These people are doing the Birdman hand rub in hopes that you aren't able to make your payment so they can scoop your house up. A house that you have poured blood, sweat, and tears into. A house that may have gotten passed down to you from your parents or your grandparents or whomever. And you have these people getting ready or prepared to auction your home off on the courtroom steps if you are not able to make that high, ridiculous, absorbent tax bill. I think it is absolutely disgusting. I think it is absolutely disgusting and diabolical. I have been paying attention more and more and more and more and more as I drive myself to work, as I drive other places, and I pay attention more and more and more as I'm looking around, and I am seeing that there is a plethora of homelessness. There are a plethora of homelessness. Now, I'm not equating these people are all homeless because they lost their home or I don't know how they got to be where they are. But I find it very ironic that people are leaving the state of Florida because they can't make it work. They can't. The rents are astronomical. The property taxes are astronomical. I try to find different programs or different ways to bring that tax bill down. And the county has a variety of different exemptions that you can take, but I don't qualify for any of them. And most people don't qualify for any of them. You have your widower's exemption, you have your regular homestead exemption, which everybody's going to qualify for. You have your veterans exemption, you have your senior citizen exemption. But if you don't fall into any of those categories, you're screwed. You are screwed. And you've got all of these people, these local politicians and the people that are up in Tallahassee and all of this other crap sitting up here letting this BS happen. And they sitting back, cocking their legs up and allowing their investor friends who line their pockets, rub their hands together and do the Birdman hand rub and just wait in the wings for people to not be able to make it. I was appalled. The lady, I think she didn't know if I was getting ready to start yelling on the phone. She was so quiet. When she told me what it was going to be looking like, she got really, really quiet on the phone. I didn't yell, I didn't scream, I didn't use profanity, I didn't do any of that. However, I was so disgusted. I couldn't help but to let it be known how disgusted I was. And she basically told me, well, your house is, estimated as being worth XYZ. Let me tell you something. The house has not been changed since my parents bought it. I'm not going to tell you when they bought it, but they bought it a long time ago. So long ago that when you look at the purchase price of the house back when they bought it, it wasn't even $60,000. Let that sink in. It wasn't even $60,000. Even if I were to sell this home, God only knows how long on the market it would be. You still got to pay the bills on it. And just because you price it at a certain price doesn't mean that somebody's going to buy it. Doesn't mean that someone is going to buy it for the price that you're listing it for. Then you've got to bring in real estate agents and they want to cut. And then once you go through all of that and everybody gets their cut and everybody gets paid, what are you actually going to be walking away with? And do you have enough to go get something else? Do you have enough to go get something else? Phone was ringing. Do you have enough to go get something else? Once you get your cut and everybody has been paid and satisfied, either you gonna pay the closing costs or the buyer gonna pay the closing costs. However you got it set up, at the end of the day, are you going to be able to get something else? I was so floored. I had to have my friend kind of walk me through, calm me down, and kind of walk me through and kind of give me a pep talk and everything, because she's in the same boat. She'll be in the same boat that I'm in next year. We also have something called Save Our Homes, where there's supposed to be some sort of cap, a 3% cap. I don't know what that's going to look like. You have to have homeowners exemption for 2 years before they're going to place that Save Our Homes protectant exemption, whatever it is, on your on your tax bill. So it's something that's automatically done. I spoke with someone down at the property appraiser's office, and they stated that you don't have to request it. It's something that's automatically going to be done. But yeah. Sucks. It really sucks. It's absolutely disgusting. I thought I was going to come on here and be more vocal and be more angry and be more, but I just feel a calm over myself. I just feel a great calm over myself. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But this stinks. This really, really stinks. The people that have got it, you know what I'm saying? The people that have got it, they ain't worried about it. They ain't worried about it. I gotta figure it out. Yeah. Trash. Utter trash. Utter trash. I'm going to keep you all abreast of the progress of this. I don't know if this video was giving what it needs to give, but this was more of informative. This was more information based. I want you all to be very much aware of what is happening here in Dade County with these property taxes. It is absolutely disgusting. They have you paying for things that you aren't even if you were to see the house, I mean, the house is not falling apart, but we're not talking about one of these new prefabbed houses that they've put up that has new everything, new amenities, this, that, and the third, where I could see it being priced at that amount. This is a house that I partially grew up in, and I'm gonna try to fight to keep it. I just think this whole thing is just hella disgusting. Hella disgusting, the things that people are going through. And I'm quite sure that there are other people in other states that are dealing with the same thing. I tried to look up if there were programs that were available to help assist people that help assist people with paying their property taxes. There is now, I can't speak to other states if they have resources that they can go to, places that they can go to get financial assistance, but Dade County, to my knowledge and what I saw and what I looked up, has no active community-based nonprofit to help homeowners with their property taxes. There is no such thing. The only thing that's available are the things that the county, the exemptions that the county has that the majority of people don't qualify for. And like I said, you have these people, these higher ups, and their cronies, and the gentrifiers. There are places in Miami that are unrecognizable. Unrecognizable. Communities that were predominantly black have now been taken over and completely gentrified. Completely gentrified. People displaced, people don't know what's going to happen, people stressed out, and you know, stress kills. Stress can cause the onset of a stroke. Stress can cause the onset of a heart attack. Just a lot of different things, a lot of different health ailments. And I'm trying to keep myself from getting to a point where I am so stressed that something like that happens. I hope that it doesn't, but I just think this whole process is utterly disgusting. And unfortunately, until something is done, whether that be there needs to be a removal of these people that are calling the shots, or there needs to be some sort of cap placed on how much a landlord is able to charge. You're a number. You're a number. There's no care, there's no empathy, there's no care for mankind to make sure that mankind has the things that they need in order to survive their journey of life while they're here, however long that's going to be for them. People don't give a crap. Gimme, 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 money, 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 gimme, 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 line my pockets. I'm going to charge you $3,000, $4,000 for rent. I don't care how you got to do it. This is what it is. People have got to start. People are moving into places, 3 and 4 people, 5, sometimes 5 people to help pay this stuff. Why? It never used to be that way before. It never used to be that way before. Over the past several years, people have had to rent out rooms in their homes and roommates and this, that, and the third, and in order to make sure that they're able to continue to have a roof over their head. Why? Why? Greed. Greed. You can call it whatever you want to, but it's greed. It's greed. And because of people's greed, a lot of people are suffering, but they don't care. They don't care. They're going to stand on the courtroom steps, auctioning off your home, doing the Birdman hand rub.